Industrial producers of organic product, the price is getting, it's almost the same. The difference now is the market share. And you can say, okay, well, I have organic product, I can get space in the store, on the shelf. Consumer prefers to buy organic, whether the price is the same or whatever. So that's now the main advantage. This coming year, I'm going to grow a big crop of cucumbers. I'm going to grow, like, my intention is to sell 40,000 cucumbers this year. So I'm going to grow them with paper mulch. So it's basically a piece of brown paper. There's a machine you hook up to a tractor, lays the paper over the ground, tucks in the edges, cover it up, and you can irrigate through the top of it. Try to keep the weeds down. So this is a mixture of mustard is actually for controlling the soil organism. The beans are for fixing that. That was kind of a family business. And it's sort of evolved into other stuff, but now olives are our main crop. You go in the orchard and you cut back the branches and that kind of stuff. We would all put it in a big pile and burn it. Set it on fire and burn it. We're not allowed to do that. Air quality is very bad. It's a public health issue. It's okay, no more burning. So I bought a machine that goes in the back of a tractor, and now whenever I'm cutting branches, I chip them up. So I was pruning out some branches right there. Okay, I just grind it up into chips. Then I can use that as good mulch. It's good fertilizer. So instead of burning anything, it's all chipping now.
Excuse me, may I taste one?
No, you're not right. They're not right, but these
they're just good to look at now.
they don't taste good at all.
And she makes wonderful preserves with quince, just unbelievable.
So put up a box like this. Within one day, there'll be an owl in it. So, and they're not, these barn owls are not territorial. You could put several of these close together. They would all be occupied. In the city of San Francisco, it says that restaurant waste must be made into compost. It cannot go to the landfill. So there's a truck goes around San Francisco. The trucks pick up all the restaurant waste. It gets taken to a place where it's mixed up with ground up trees and grass clippings and stuff. It's very scientifically made into compost. I buy, truckloads of this compost. I use it when I'm preparing beds. I'll add rows of compost, use it for fertilizer. They're growing some walnuts.
Because everything we do, they try.
Good for me, I eat.
No, Chinese agriculture for mess.
You're gonna eat that?
These are blackberries right here. So we have a few berry crops. So this is a flower crop that grows nicely here. This is called gerbera, and it has a very long season. It starts in March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Very long season with these. I'm growing it in pots because it has very specific soil requirements. It needs perfect drainage and lots of moisture. That's a combination I can't give it with the soil I have. So this is a crop I grow in pots. When I'm pruning the trees, I'll save, bigger pieces of wood for burning. And so in the winter time when it's cold, we heat the house with iron stove burning. So we don't use gas, we don't use oil. We just heat with the wood from burning the trees. Underneath there, that's a bat house. So we're encouraging bats. Bats nest up inside that box because the bats are very good insect eaters. That's rainwater. That's for drinking. Because the groundwater is okay, but it's very hard. It has a lot of magnesium carbonate. So this is as low as it would go. In the winter time, the water level would be up near the top of these trees.
Oh, really?
Oh. Maybe up to the foxes and the coyotes and lots of birds, all these various predators, many of them nocturnal. They're going to come up at night, look for rodents, look for insects.
Or like meters of riparian area protection inside the farm?
It's actually not, I don't think that's regulated, but the nature of farming in this area is that nobody's actually coming down and farming right along the creek. There are many places where the creek has been engineered so it's like a steep ditch. Before I start talking about what's in this room, I wanted to share this map in case some of you are still a little bit vague about the geography of California. This is the state of California. This big valley in the middle. It's like 600 kilometers long, 100 kilometers wide. Here's Davis right here, okay? And here's my farm right here. So this is where we are. We're in the middle of this big valley. There's mountains to the west, to the east. There's mountains to the west. The little stream we saw down there It's all the rain that's falling up in these mountains here. That rain comes down, that's what's in the creek down there. You can keep them refrigerated if you have to keep them cold. And then this is the machinery for making olive oil. So we harvest the olives, big boxes of olives, they get dumped in here, they get washed and cleaned up, they get ground up in a big grinder, and eventually they get pumped into this down here, which is a centrifuge. And the centrifuge separates the oil, so we get the olive oil, comes out this pipe here, and then all the waste, we pump out of the building, we saw it out there, we spread the waste back in the orchards, back around the farm. So I have over 1,500 olive trees. The thing is, I don't just do my own olive oil, so I do oil for other people. So other people bring me olives. So it's a regional thing. Yeah. Even if I had no trees at all, it might have made sense to have this machine. So we sell some of the fruit as fresh fruit. Most of the fruit, we cook it down with some lemons and some sugar. It goes into a jar. A handful of figs like this, we take it to the market to sell it, and we can sell it for maybe 80 cents. Okay, and there's a fig season, it's a very short season. Everybody has figs, it's very competitive. And then the season's over. But you take and you make a jar of fig jam, and now instead of 80 cents, it's worth $7. Half liter bottle. It says the variety of olive, because there's different kinds of olives, and it says the date it was harvested. Because olive oil after 1 year is not so good anymore. So you want to have oil from the current year. So this was harvested in December 2010. So this is a mixture. It's all stuff from the farm. It's beeswax from the bees. Yeah. It's the leftover olive oil that wasn't very good, and a little bit of citrus oil. And this is not something like people, you can try to
skin.
Yeah,
skin
put it
balm?
in your hands or.
No waste.
No waste. Hey, organic started in the mid-70s. The new version of organics. So it's been 2 generations, and we still only have 3,000 farms.
Do you think